Step out. Guys, move. Step out. Step out. Hold on. Idris. Okay, step out. Hello. Up there on
Thank you for joining us again on Biscon Television News. I'm Stella Opara. Coming up in the news, Tinubu swears in Kekereekon as 23rd CJN. Supreme Court upholds Diri Ododo Uzodima's re-election as governor. In business news, Lufthansa extends suspension of flights to Tel Aviv, Tehran until September 2. On the foreign scene, Indian Prime Minister Modi offers to bring peace to Ukraine as a friend. And in the weather sports, Gondwan's return to Man City, a complete surprise, says Guardiola. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Justice Kudirat Kekereekon as the 23rd Chief Justice of Nigeria, pending her confirmation by the Senate. Kekereekon took the oath of office and signed the oath register at 11:40 a.m. at the Council Chamber of the State House, Abuja, on Friday. The acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Kudirat Kekereekon, promised to take the judiciary to greater heights and improve on its image. Kekereekon assured that Nigerians will be proud of the judiciary after her tenure in office. She succeeds Ariwola, who assumed office on June 27, 2022, and bowed out on Thursday upon attaining the mandatory retirement age of 70. Now, the Supreme Court on Friday upheld the re-election of Senator Joye Diri as the governor of Bayelsa. The Apex Court, in a judgment, dismissed the appeal brought before it by the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Timipre Sylvia, and his party. The lead judgment, delivered by Justice Gabriel Lawal, held that the appeal by Silva and APC was not only lacking in merit, but a gross abuse of court process. The unanimous decision of the Apex Court upheld the earlier decision of the Court of Appeal and the Election Petition Tribunal. The Supreme Court has also affirmed Sulaiman Ododo as Kogi governor. The affirmation followed the dismissal of the appeal of Murtala Ajaka, the candidate of the Social Democratic Party who challenged the outcome of the election. In a unanimous judgment, the Apex Court upheld the decision of the Court of Appeal, which on the 27th of May affirmed the election of Ododo. The Tehran and Tel Aviv until September 2 due to security concerns. Flights to Lebanon's capital Beirut were halted until at least September 30 amid heightened tensions in the region and fears of a new war between Israel and Hezbollah. Meanwhile, flights to Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered his role as a friend to bring peace to Ukraine in a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday, during a brief visit that many in Ukraine hope will pave the way for an Indian role in peace mediation. The leaders discussed at length Ukraine's peace formula, which prioritizes territorial integrity and the withdrawal of Russian troops, according to the Indian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Modi added that during his visit to Russia last month, he told Russian President Vladimir Putin that problems cannot be resolved on the battlefield. Zelensky called Modi's visit friendly and symbolic because Modi came the day before Ukraine's Independence Day. Officials in India and Ukraine say the visit's focus was on boosting economic ties and cooperation in defense, science and technology. But analysts say it could also be an attempt by Modi to strike a more neutral stance after what has been seen as a lean towards Russia. Modi's visit is the first by an While in an open letter, Gundogan attributed his departure from Barcelona to the club's financial difficulties. The 33-year-old midfielder, who recently returned to Manchester City just 1 year after leaving as a free agent, explained that his decision to leave Barcelona was driven by the club's ongoing financial challenges. In the letter, highlighted that the term cinematic is often misused, with many filmmakers and audiences confusing TV that creating a genuinely cinematic film requires a specific level of quality, style, and effort. The actor praised director Kunle Afolayan's work as a prime example of good cinematic value, noting that Afolayan's focus on cinema might not translate to success in TV film direction. Remy also shared his ability to recognize when a film is rushed or poorly executed, even if labeled as cinema-worthy.
Made a confession. He said he thought I was the least intellectually endowed. I didn't like school. I wanted to stay at home. But my mother, with her cane, she goes, so drive you, eh? You go run 440, go back to school. That was what she did for us. Wow. And I thank her.
Onyeka Onwenu had a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and Communication from Wellesley College, Massachusetts, and a master's degree in Media Studies from the New School for Social Research, New York, USA. She worked for the United Nations as a tour guide before she returned to Nigeria in 1980 to complete her mandatory one-year National Youth Corps program with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Lagos. Onyeka Onwenu read the news and was a reporter in 1984. She wrote and presented the internationally acclaimed BBC NTA documentary titled Nigeria, A Squandering of Riches, which became the definitive film about corruption in Nigeria, as well as the interactive Niger Delta agitation for resources control in the oil-rich region of south-south part of Nigeria.
The BBC crew came in to do this film. They decided, let us look at Nigeria through Onyeka Onwenu's. Pick somebody from a country and go and see that country through their eyes. And so what they saw of Nigeria was what I was feeling at the time. The poverty, the lack of development. At that time, so much money was being poured into Abuja, but nobody was seeing the results and things like that. And they decided that I
Produced by the late Beckley Jones. Her second album was Endless Love, produced by Sonny Okosun, which included another cover by the Everly Brothers, Walk Right Back. Both records were released She won the Africa Movie Academy Award for the Best Actress in a Supporting Role for her performance in the movie Widows. Onyeka Onwenu was also nominated in 2006 for African Movie Award for the Best Actress in a Leading Role in the movie Rising Moon. She also appeared in the movie Half of a Yellow Sun with Chiweta Ejiofor. Onyeka Onwenu did not quite succeed in the male-dominated political landscape of Nigeria. Onyeka Onwenu was a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. She contested twice to become the chairman of her local government council, Idiato North Local Government Area of Imo State, and she failed at both.
Me, because if I enter then everybody must see what is possible to be done at that level. So the important thing, wherever God gives you, use it well, commit, make sure that you affect society. It's not just for you as an individual to show off, but it's for God to show off with you.
Onyeka Onwenu was a very loud voice for the autonomy of the local governments, which has just seen the light of day under the President Bola Tinubu administration. As the Director General of the Center for Women Development, Abuja, Onyeka Onwenu used her far-reaching connections at places that matter to improve the operations of the center. Onyeka Onwenu put in place training and empowerment programs for girls to be able to learn hairdressing, make beads, to at least be able to stand on their own. Collaborating with international organizations like the WHO, UNICEF, United Nations Organization, and other agencies, Onyeka Onwenu, as DG of the National Women's Center, Abuja, also reached out to the IDPs in places like the Northeast at the height of the Boko Haram insurgency with programs that gave succor to them. With the Girl Child Education Summit, which Onyeka Onwenu instituted as the Director General of the National Center for Women, Abuja, Onyeka Onwenu made education for the girl child a top priority in the scheme of things under her leadership. For over 2 years of Onyeka Onwenu's stewardship as the Director General of the National Women's Center, Abuja, she brought about very significant changes which stood the test of time and successfully defined her people-oriented leadership style that gave every woman a voice to be seen and heard very loudly.
That took a lot because we're doing issues concerning women and the girl child, and that's a whole lot that anybody can have on their plate. So by God's grace, we did that well. When I now had a bit more time to myself, I thought, let me still continue with the issue of the girl child. I'm now a goodwill ambassador to the Echoes of Mercy and Hope Foundation Home for children, that girls that are brought in from the streets. They rehabilitate, they educate. Some of them are in universities studying law, medicine. It's incredible. So when they invited me, I said, yes, this is what my life is about. I met the girls, started interacting with them, really felt their pain, and also saw the hope and where God is taking these girls. And I wanted them to know that their identity is not about what happened to them, that they were abused physically, sexually, whatever, that they were trafficked or they went into prostitution by force, or their parents threw them out. That's not your identity. Your identity is really who you are, a child of the
to recognize your presence. Want to recognize